Well, welcome everybody. This is my first time that I've been asked to talk. Thank you, Mary, wherever you are. Is she what? She's taking a nap. Bless her heart. I'm blessed to be able to come and give this presentation today. This is work that I have been working on for the last almost a year with a special group of people that integrating some of the other work with the sisterhood and the other work that Stacy and I do back in Montana. But this is a group that was organized that I've been training with, working on humanity's DNA solutions for all of the world, including humanity, the animals, and everything. So it really integrates with all of the work that we are working on as sisterhood and brotherhood anyway, and kind of integrated everything in. And there has been a group of 45 people that have been working together that have been hand selected since last September, working on humanity's DNA solutions for sovereignty, pulling all of humanity out of victimhood. So I'm really honored to be able to present some of this information. There is a lot of information that is going to be, that I have to run through, that I've channeled before today, that I've been working on. So we'll go through it as quickly as we can. So basically the DNA, scientific name, it's deoxyribonucleic acid. And really what the DNA is, that is in every single being that is in a universe, is a DNA is a quantum, multidimensional, interdimensional communication storage device. So just as the water cells, which we'll cover later, hold massive loads of data, every single one of our DNA cells holds all of the data that the universe literally has in it for all things. There is nothing that your DNA does not know, does not hold, and have within it. So, so some of it might be a little bit technical and scientific. Sorry about that. I was not really good at science growing up, and I love this stuff. So I was one that didn't love going to science class, but this stuff really excites me because this is how we are literally changing the world. So the theta definition of DNA can be perceived as a library containing all the genetic information that a cell needs to sustain and reproduce itself. It is in effect the blueprint for the functions of the cell and may be thought of as the blueprint for life itself. DNA contains genetic codes that instruct chemical compounds in the synthesis of proteins that control specific cell functions. A gene segment of a DNA molecule. Genes determine a person's gender, the eye color, skin color, your hair, your blood type, and every single thing that any part of our physical form literally has showing up within us. Science has found that there are genetic sequences known as master genes that control hundreds of other genes, like kind of like an on and off switch is what it is. These master genes send messages to create for every aspect of our human form. This is critical for our advanced work with the DNA in our group. It's really important that all of these systems have already been pre-set up for basically humanity's success throughout our whole lifetime and every aspect of everything we do. We have 46 chromosomes, including 23 pair of 2 strands of each DNA. The chromosomes are always in pairs, barring any mutations that have occurred. And we see that within some of the different things that are going on with people, different things that show up with the mutations as they're growing in the womb, or different things happen as they develop through their lifetime. So there are many master cells that can be activated, which Stacy just worked on, which allow us to survive environmental poisons as well as accelerate our psychic senses, which a lot of us use. We utilize theta healing and other training for not only healing DNA issues, but creating new pathways for higher level organic structuring of the DNA. DNA being a microcosm to healing, the macrocosm of the human body. Healing will also encompass healing the body, mind, and spirit. This is done by changing the messages and restoring the original programming back to the source state of consciousness, which we'll cover in a little bit. We are all present at this conference as way showers, stepping forward into a higher consciousness of existence to create a new way of human consciousness, free from the interference of man or women, attempting to remove sovereignty from our current existence. We are creator beings here to upgrade humanity. This is literally how the laws of the universe are set up. There's actually a law of DNA which governs humanity. That string right there is exactly how it is set up. So it isn't really surprising that this law is headed by the law of magnetism. Our DNA literally is communicating every single second of your life. That law of magnetism, we'll cover some stuff later, it's pulling in everything in the universe, everything your thoughts, everything you're saying, and it's also connected to all of the laws, the gravity, time, dimensions, illusion. All of those axes that we have through that, it all funnels up. So when you are basically implementing the law of DNA, the work that all of us are doing affects all of these every single time we do the Holy Grail Vortex. You literally cannot do the Holy Grail Vortex and state the words in that message and not have every single one of these activated. So it isn't surprising that when we're doing the Holy Grail Vortex, law of magnetism is showing up in all of the work we do. Because how profound, and we literally witness, and we are able to see the changes in every single thing that happens when we do our Holy Grail Vortexes. Stacy and I, many of the group in Montana, we literally, when things are done, we see immediate shifts sometimes. When we are working on hurricanes and different levels of disasters, we literally are going in and changing the entire energy field of what has been created, no matter who has created it. And if we have permission, which is so critical that we have that permission, because not everyone, every time, even Mary Hardy, Stacy, Gail, they do not get permission every single time there is something that the group is being called to work on. So it's critical because your energy field, your DNA, what you are here for is connected to what you will be called to do. Like I tell everybody when they're working on somebody, you have to ask for permission. Even if you are the most amazing healer on earth, you just can't run around zapping everybody and expecting that there's not going to be repercussions because of all of the laws that are in place and everybody's free agency, which is the most powerful overruling factor when we are here. We cannot violate free agency, but when we do have permission, we are allowed to go in and assist with the energy field, and we are able to assist in anything that is artificial, anything that is a control factor that is violating our free agency. We do have the power. If you get permission and you are assigned to do that, you do have the power to make those changes. And whatever we think are a constant force like light, gravity, and magnetism are all variable with consciousness. Everything is in continual creation mode. Never a moment, even while you're sleeping, we are creating. We are creating every aspect of what's coming into our energy field, what's coming forth into the human consciousness of humanity, our country, literally the whole world. When we are sitting all of here and we are thinking and we are basically participating at this level of vibration that we are all holding right now, which is amazing because it's literally shooting right up through the sky from all of the vibrations that we are holding. So that's why coming to the conferences is so important if you can get here. And we send blessings to all of those who can't come for whatever reason, because we're so connected, we know all of them are with us. And it's a major, major positive energy that I can feel that we're receiving in from all of them right now. Whether you can come or not, we can feel you right here, and you're never apart from us. So this is my happy cells talking to each other. How we interpret the old patterns and set new ones. And this is part of the program I've been working on. It's called Holographic Human, designed by Akuda Melchizedek and her significant other, Fernando Vasa. So holographic neuro-linguistic programming is a process that allows you to notice and become deeply aware of what is happening and take control of it by choosing something different in that moment. When you make a new choice from the automatic programming, you disrupt the thinking pattern and the limited belief systems, and you begin to physically change the program in your body in that very second. No matter what's been taught to you, no matter if you've done something 1,000,000 times in your lifetime, at every single given moment, you literally can make a choice to take just a moment to step back, assess what you're doing, and shift all of the energy of how you have been doing something your entire life. That new pattern that is set is really powerful. And you're not alone. All of humanity, all the light workers, the wayshowers, all of those people holding the light, which there are millions and millions of people doing it right now on the planet. Because many of us are back here right now for this job, for this time in humanity that is the greatest shift that we've ever seen. So it is much easier and more effective to create change at the energetic, etheric level than the density that it was created in. That's what we're doing when we shift something. That's why I love it and say, well, I've always done this. Okay, right now, this moment, we're going to shift that. Because today, you're all new cells. You are new DNA. Your DNA is constantly evolving. You aren't right at this moment what you were 5 minutes ago. Every single thing that is being downloaded that we are working on is literally shifting and changing your DNA. It's really exciting because any of the stuff we're working on to clear things up right now so that we can assist humanity, help ourselves to shift through things, is literally affecting every single other cell in your body, all communicating. The next is power of your heart. Your heart frequency is your truth teller. The heart frequency plays a part in our programming and how we create things. If your mind says one thing and our heart is not on board, what usually happens is that it doesn't work out. Permission comes from the heart, and when this happens, there is no internal friction inside. And Mary Hardy talks about this all the time. This is literally what she has been teaching us for so many decades. We generate better connectivity and more energy with love. So give yourself permission. Know you have the power to create your highest divine truth with love right here and right now. That's really where we're at and why we're here. The power of language, and this is something that Stacy covered on. The vibration of our language is another aspect of our programming. The things that we are saying to ourselves and to others matter. What internal dialogue we are having is how we are programming our blueprint, DNA, cellular structures, and our lives. What language do your cells speak? What is the language of the body? How do you speak to the body? And then the language of DNA, and how does it correlate and speak to light? DNA speaks in light. DNA only communicates in light. We are light frequency. So that is continually communicating, even if you have a thought. If your mood changes, the energy changes. I'm pretty sure if your mood gets pretty crappy, that your DNA is going, what's up? We need to shift this energy because I'm not feeling the light right now. It speaks in frequency, in magnetics, and in plasma. and in crystal languaging. So we'll talk about crystals in a little bit. So how much of our science today understands those truths? It's starting to shift, and we're starting to get there. And every moment we are programming ourselves. You are talking to your DNA and cells. The quality of your communications is the quality of your health, vitality, soul light, and your vibrancy of your life and creations. Speak to yourself as if you were an ascended master. Only speak vitality, love, joy, quantum radiance into your being. And if you get into a funk, shift it. It takes only a second. Or if you're one of us, if you need help shifting, we can assist with that. Let's go to this next one. This is one of my favorite experiments ever. So this one on this side is a symphony crystal. This one right here is what they call it, heavy metal. The really heavy rock music, the heavy metal music. That's the water crystals not crystallizing and being absolutely chaotic and dense, and just the energy is just not even forming into anything that looks like you would want to, look like a river that doesn't have a lot of energy. It looks stagnant. These two right here, this is, and when I put this one in, this is a water crystal before it actually has anything that is being addressed or any energy put into it. And so this one right here is one after prayer is done, and in a high energetic form, in that positive love light to a water cell. Look at the difference that we are making with our Holy Grail Vortex. All of the waters of the earth, when we do Holy Grail Vortex or any of the work that any of the brotherhood and sisterhood do, that's how we are affecting this whole lake, every molecule of water in your body, and the entire planet. And not only is the water above the planet, there's much water inside of the planet, which literally is going to surface at some time. So all of the work that we are doing is shifting all of the water molecules throughout all of the planet. We are literally preparing with our work the water for the next generations on this planet. So our work is that powerful. The change is that powerful. From how long does it take us to do that Holy Grail Vortex? Like a couple minutes? And when we join in number and we're doing it, can you imagine what it is doing to all of the water systems? But not only that, all of the plant systems, the trees, everything that is literally on this earth. This is how much we are shifting it. This one right here, water molecule when love is literally thought of and sent into the water. Very, very powerful to be able to have that capability, and we literally are all that. Here are some of the DNA structures. I love this. Science thinks that most of the people literally have the double helixes. We have now got the triple helixes, which science has caught up to that one. Science has even caught up to the one that's the quadruple helix. The new children that are coming in have a quadruple helix. Their DNA is not even like those that were born 50, 80 years ago. Some of them have different kinds of DNA, but a lot of those coming in right now, and I can tell you, they're telling me right now, yeah, all of the new children that are being born, that are coming in as new humans, what they call the new human, those that are coming here to assist our work and in the most profound way that this planet has ever seen. This is what their DNA looks like. A lot of us are the 3, some of us are the 4, a lot of the light workers are like a 4. This is what the new ones look like. These children are absolutely incredible. We have seen over the past several decades an increase in the DNA structures in humans from the double to the triple, the quadruple, and now the 5-strand. The new DNA 5-strand is not really shocking because as we embark on the entry of the new humans into our world, since quintessence, quint meaning the 5, quintessence meaning 5th element, so the 5th element, which completes the basic 4 elements, water, fire, air, and earth. So it is not surprising that this 5-strand has come in. They are the full completion in humanity of everything that we have literally been working for centuries. They literally are the evolution of what our energy field has created and brought in and called in. Every one of you have called these new babies in. These babies are just absolutely incredible. The new humans entering have full recall, connectivity, and continually use their telepathic inheritance to its full capacity to assist in the current shift in humanity. They're here to help us. They're not like, hey, they're coming in. Let's turn it over to them. These kids are here to integrate, and they already are. All of the work they are doing literally integrates into all of our work. When we are doing the Holy Grail Vortex, I can feel their energy literally assisting us, and they are showing up in another dimensional form. Their physical bodies are here, but just as we can bilocate, they're bilocating and helping us with our work, which is quite fun. Having a whole bunch of little teeny babies that are so brilliant coming in and helping us. So we're embarking on the most profound phase in humanity's existence, the culmination of all stages, experiences, and growth through all of the Earth's transitions in history. Humanity's awareness of our true holographic embodiment is expanding daily. We are holographic humans in a holographic universe. We have a blueprint that everything is following, from how our bodies are organized to how our cells are organized. All of our systems follow this blueprint. My favorite, holographs. Holographic humans. The definition of a hologram is that every piece of something mirrors the entire something, no matter how large or small that is. So if you take remember the bookmarks that were holographic? They had the holographic images. A lot of the church did them. If you literally cut that up into 100 pieces, that bookmark, and you can even take one of the pieces and cut it in half again, if you put that under a microscope, one little tiny piece is going to hold the image of the entire holographic form. And that's basically what our cells do. Every single cell can talk to every other cell in the body. So if every single cell knows what every other cell's job is and what it's supposed to do, it knows what its assignment was. But if somebody has something going on that isn't maybe in their highest light or highest vibrational pattern, do you realize that all of the other cells can be called in to jump in to communicate and reactivate those other cells, to jumpstart them again? I mean, we do this with theta and a lot of other things, theta healing, but we are able to jumpstart all of those others and reactivate. So literally, it's a matter of taking control back of your sovereignty, taking control back of your energy field, and literally how we function. Let's get to that. When consciously creating with your fractal avatar blueprint, you begin to have experiences of a new kind of body, an expanded way of being, part of the whole, yet the upgraded and quantumly connected version of your holographic form. One of my favorites. When you work on your own field of energy or blueprint, it has an impact on the universal level. As stated by Einstein, everything is energy. Those objects or paradigms, as we currently have seen them, are held in that form and state based on our belief systems. So, and I'm going to cover this really quick in my last sentence. Every single time we send a thought to somebody else and we do the work, one of the most important things is to hold that person, that area, say flooding, like when Haiti went, whatever is happening to any group of people in humanity or any person, it is so important because every single time you send your thought there, if you hold them in the victim mode or the disaster mode or the sickness or something's wrong with them mode, or like yesterday, or 2 days ago, when I was on the way here and my car literally transmission goes out coming from Montana. So instead of, I didn't notify very many people on purpose. Why? Because all of those people would have sent all of this energy to me that something was wrong. It's just something different that happened. It's like when I forgot my charger for my computer. It was just something that happened. The people who were involved sent all of the energy that everything was going smoothly for me and that I had hundreds of options available. So guess what? And it happened like at 4:30 at night, not a lot of room on a Thursday night to get help with the car. So literally got a hotel, everything fell into place. The people who were sent, that I was sent to, that when I meditated to help me, were like angels. They were offering me deals, they were helping to get it in. The guy had like 30 cars to put transmissions in. Mine got moved up first because I was stranded from out of town. And I told him, don't use the word stranded. I'm not stranded. I'm where I'm supposed to be, right when I need to be there. And that's the energy that's so important when we do the Holy Grail Vortex. When we get the emails, what are we doing? We get those emails. These people need energy and assistance. If you know anything about the situation, don't hold them in the energy of that situation. See them as already healed. See them as, if it is their divine timing for something to happen, it's going to happen anyway. But hold them in the highest possible light, right where they are, and that everything is possible. That anything can shift. And all of the energy we send, we're going to only see them held in the highest frequency of love and light and healed energy. Because every single cell, talk to their cells, go into meditation. Hey, what's going on? What's happening here? What do we need to do? What do you need us to do? What do you need from us to help you? Because we're here for you. Talk to their cells, talk to their DNA. And I'm telling you, this works incredibly well. So this is identical twins. Identical twins. They look alike. I mean, parents can always tell them apart. They might paint their toenails for a little while, but they can tell them apart. They never have the same fingerprints. Their personalities are different. When they literally go through life, every lifetime they've been in and every experience they have is different, and it literally downloads into their DNA differently. So they may look alike, even if there's like, I've seen them split. We've seen like what, 4s of identical splits of cell, same cell. Just because it has all the same cells doesn't mean that you carry everything. If you do a DNA test, they do the general DNA test, it's going to show that their DNA was from the same parents. But when we do DNA tests, if you do a DNA test tomorrow and one today, it's going to show different. Because you are a different person continually. All the information getting downloaded today is changing your DNA. You will test differently on a DNA test tomorrow. So there's no way that we are not evolving and changing continually. Each human has their own soul blueprint, our history of lifetimes and experiences, their own ways of perceiving even the same very event and storing the data in their own way to affect the future they are creating with their own vibrational field. All DNA is not the same. Each of the multiples continues to evolve with their own database and develops their own crystal light field within their own DNA strands. Their awareness levels are unique, and their choices and creations are unique. In so many ways similar and yet so different than current science identity. Our frequencies. You have a unique sound frequency, which Stacy covered, and it was fun. How your sound is recognized through the omniverse. It is a unique and special to your soul mission, blueprints, and creation exponentially. It is your name from God as God. Your unique sound vibration is your frequency name as God quantumly. It is recognized on all planets, solar systems, dimensions, and beyond. This unique vibrational frequency communicates with everything, including crystals, stars, constellations, reminding us of the truth of who we are. Quantum, eternal, light, non-light. Our unique sound is associated with crystals on every planet that houses our soul data streams and memories. When these crystals hear our sound, they send us coding for the planet. We use sound vibration to increase connection of vibrational frequencies of our cellular structure with energetic systems of the body. Again, what's that going to affect? And what is this whole conference is about? Healing. And that's what it's going to literally do. It is important to remember the DNA code is within all crystalline formation of ever-evolving DNA within the humanity. This light code communicates with every single part of the universe, the energy of all that is. By holding a frequency at a higher resonance and vibration than where mankind generally has been holding it in the past several thousand years, we become the wayshowers and the beacons of evolution. And science. What if DNA was forming reality and matter every single moment? DNA is a sense organ for the soul. DNA is like an eye, a skin, the ears, for not energetic transference necessarily, but it's a transference for consciousness, conscious awareness. So when we start treating our DNA like our body and organs, and we take that cognitive science approach that describes the parts of our brain, the physiology of one of the senses, like the eyes, it has a lens and a retina, or so forth, whatever you choose it to compare it to. But there's a transference of energy input to linearize it. Those energetic components of magnetism, light, sound, plasma states, electricity, crystal energy, and others that we still don't deal with very much are the language, the signaling of the DNA sense organ to form reality. What if DNA was forming reality and matter at this exact moment, which it actually is? It's actually affecting all of it. This one, artificial intelligence and natural intelligence, which most of you already are quite aware of. AI, or artificial intelligence, versus NI, natural intelligence. Artificial intelligence is the digitization from our instruments. How many instruments that we are using right now are digital and computer based? How many instruments that we are using, that we are studying, how many things that we are studying right now in gene sequencing is being compressed and encoded and diluted and changed and made to be something that is not natural and in a natural state? How many of the instruments and probes and investigation methods are analog or organic? How many of what we are studying in gene sequencing is being compressed and encoded? How much of that process is analog, organic, full bandwidth, full spectrum, meaning we can see light in all of its spectrums? And everything we are looking at, everything is that being studied, everything that is known or unknown. And we can also see crystals in all of it. Some of that is happening in the crystallization. Creating new pathways. A lot of this is all of the work we're doing now and the new humans that are coming in. There is no information or light codes outside of you. The basic 12 strands of DNA are an antenna to higher dimensional information and frequencies when they are clear and in coherence with the truth of who we are and the universal frequencies. The vibrational geometric light codes are keys opening new frequencies for all of us. Information that is already encoded in our DNA that we have full access to when you activate it. We acquire holographic overlays of false energetic program patterns, stories, through believing anything that is not of our complete divinity, or God particle. Patterns and programs that persist over genetic generations and multiple lifetimes become archetypal holographic overlays. Those are what we are actually here to change. These archetypes are the arc of the light body. False arc blueprint. These light overlays are the fractal compressions of information in our DNA and cells. When do patterns keep popping up over and over? This is why they are your DNA consciousness interacting as a mechanism of source until you become soul sourcing. Humanity created what is going on in the world because we have given our power away for millennia. Just simple as that. So we have forgotten how to soul source, making us dependent on energy from something that is outside of ourselves. When we start to see ourselves in separation, we are in separation. Separation depletes our soul light, electromagnetic field, along with the connection to source. Everything that you experience changes every photon of light in the omniverse in all dimensions. This is how powerful you are. What are the stories you want all other beings to read and potentially resonate with? What genetic imprints do you desire to leave through all dimensions? Every choice and experience changes the holographic field and matrix. You can, with direct mastery experience of your energetics, completely change genetics and morphogenic holographic fields. You are capable of writing a new genetic lineage of light for the entire existence of all beings. A genetic lineage no longer carrying the frequencies of war, slavery, victim, and lack woven into the fabric of all existence. And let's go ahead and send all of that energy and pull any of that energy. Stacy can help me with that. Yeah, let's go ahead and pull all of that is in our DNA, and we're just going to shoot that up the turbo back. We don't need to hold on to that for humanity anymore. That is not our stuff. Our work is a different line of work. We were called to a different job. When we shift our intention from weapons and from building wealth and from controlling science and nature to abundance, benevolence, to compassion, then science peers into the secrets of heaven, which catapult humanity into a new existence on earth. We need instrumentation that not only look at what the crystal shape is, it should be as beautiful as a Dr. Emoto crystal of love, because those crystals they are building in the lab look artificial intelligence to everyone. When you look at them, they don't feel right. They don't hold an energetic field. It is just not right. The frequencies of refraction patterns and crystals in the body are in the violets, ultraviolets, in the gamma ray, X-ray frequencies. How do we focus a thought and create reality through crystallization? With crystals and crystal seeds, you can generate patterns of light in what frequencies? All of our DNA, every single time you take an action or a thought, you literally are forming a crystal seed that is getting planted on your DNA. And what do the seeds do if we water them and activate them? They grow into something that does not look like the seed. So all of the energy of the whole plant and intention is in the seed. And it turns into something absolutely beautiful. You give it good water that is not microwaved, and you literally hold intention for its beautiful force of nature to actually increase and expand into this beauty. There is no way that the seeds that are on your DNA that are being activated right now and from this time forward, and have been with all the work you are doing, are not affecting every single thing that is happening in your body. I mean, how many people do you know that you've even had concerns of how long they were going to be on the planet? And they are doing light work, and those crystal seeds they are planting in their DNA, they keep bouncing back like little Energizer bunnies. Those seeds are important. The seeds have already been planted. They're existing. They're already there. So just the fact that you're here, that you're doing the energy work, is literally watering all of the seeds on your DNA. It is changing your DNA into a different kind of DNA. that is literally just absolute light. There is a whole movement of humans that have decided that everything we do is being based on human compassion and love. This is what the new science has to come into. They have to start creating tools that are based off of compassion and love. And this is being worked on right now by many. We are going to invent new kinds of science and base 12 mathematics, the new mathematics for humanity that will allow us to move into a different age, that will be able to be more like vortex mathematics and involve the human heart from the beginning, which is what we have to do, our holographic hearts. So this basically is photons. The photon is a packet of light. When split, the information is shared regardless of the distance between them, as if they were connected. We probably, a lot of us know of the experiments, separating a photon, putting it like 5 miles apart. The one reacts to the other one. In the same way, sometimes the one that was split off of it is reacting when something happens to this photon. Sometimes the other photon 5 miles away is reacting before the one that is having the thing happen to it. We see the same thing that happens with twins and triplets. They will all of a sudden be, 50 miles away and go, ouch. And nothing will have happened to them, but their twin will have just had something, fall on their arm or something happen to them. If I know multiple twins that have been in accidents, one of them and the other one reacts as soon as that happens. We are all connected. Our matter is physically connected. It is always linked energetically. This is the link to the soul blueprint. We live in a universe many light years in diameter, and we're made of particles that were once all converged into a single unit of Creator's essence. Even though separate from the original creative energy, we remain connected to Source at all times. No matter what you do, what you think, or how you shift through all of your little paradigms in your lifetime, or what you did when you were a teenager that you're not telling anybody about, it is still happening. All of everything that we are doing and evolving, it's existing and it is changing. So thank goodness today we're a new human and a new DNA. So one of the experiments that they did that I loved, they took photons that were random, scattered all over the place, looking like boiling water. They didn't have a job. They didn't have anywhere to go. They were scattered all over the place. So they took into that Petri dish, when they looked under the microscope, it was like that. They added one DNA strand, one DNA section from a human into the Petri dish. The DNA of the human that they put into the dish talked to all of the other photons that were running around like crazy people and literally organized every one of the scattered wild photons, and those photons started organizing into a DNA strand. So that's one of my favorite things. It's like, are we talking to the universe? Yes. They literally communicated to something that was out of control and, probably humanity's version, and reorganized into a state of being able to function and being able to do every single thing that they could do, which is everything. So if one DNA strand organized all of the photons in that Petri dish, imagine what just any of your DNA is doing to change the world. It affects everybody else's energy field. It affects all that is happening, all that you are saying and doing. It's really important to basically know and understand how really connected we are to everything and how powerful of a beings we are. And this is something that I kind of developed and was channeled in to do from all of the work I did, and I worked with Stacy on it. We do theta healing, and one day I had a visit and was asked to basically take all my work from the program I'm working on with clearing DNA. And And I was sitting and they basically gave me the information of how to clear my DNA from all of the stuff, past lifetimes, all of the crazy stuff, like, goofy stuff people tell to you, like, don't run with the scissors, you're going to poke your eye out. Like, who came up with that one? So all of these silly little things and all the misprogramming in humanity that we have received, it's all sitting on our DNA strand. It's all there, unless we've cleared it already, which we clear a lot of stuff with that. But they showed me how to go in and just go in and clear the DNA from the artificial intelligence control factors that actually we can go in and witness. When you're able to do that, you can go in and actually see the DNA strands and pull a section out and look at it. And we see all of the things that are happening on it and all of the crazy stuff people have told us and things that have happened to us, like an injury. Why do we still have a scar? We have new bodies, however many days, right? Why do the scars stay? Because of the energy held from that incident that happened. So basically I was shown how to, and this is my version of it, is to take a plow, get that stuff out of there, put it in that dump truck, up the chute to Creator. Because Creator's got our back and clears that stuff up. And then we literally go in and bring in geometric forms, the colors, and the sound frequencies to replace what we have removed with unconditional love and light. Because when you remove something, you have to replace it. You don't want that empty field sitting there and filling up with more junk. If it is full of love and light between all of the cells from doing clearings, then you literally fill that with unconditional love and light. And you just ask, Creator, send down, I call in unconditional love and light to fill all of the spaces from what I just cleared. Boom, it's done. It's not hard. It just literally takes the energy to literally want to do this for yourself. And so this is my version, and it's powerful. And what we have seen is absolutely almost miraculous. Some of the stuff when we've gone in and started applying this to my guinea pigs for my testing experimentation, literally the work has been miraculous. When you do it, it's like you feel like you're floating up in the air because all of that density has been removed off of the DNA strands. So that's just one fun project I'm doing. The realm of crystallization. Literally one of my favorite things. The crystals are one of the most powerful tools we have on Earth. Just like a water cell, which the government is now using water to hold data for their computer systems. Our bodies are holding that within our DNA, within all of the cells of our water. The crystals literally are holding all of the ancient knowledge. But this literally is what your body really is. That energetic field in your body is crystalline energy. It is storing data at a rate that you can't even comprehend, most of you. It is pulling in all of the data from everything you listen to, you see, you feel. If you're an energy worker or if you're an empath or anything like that, that body is holding everybody else's energy field in it. And it's crystalline. It's going to store it. And what do we do with crystals? We put them, especially when the moon, it can be seen, we put them out to be cleared, don't we? We stick them out in the moonlight or the sunlight for them to be cleared. So just with the crystals, every single part of those things are going to be literally combined, and all the crystal seeds that are being put in there are replacing all of the energy of all the things that we're shifting. And this is one of the favorite things. This is where a group of us went last year. 4 people in our Montana group literally converged together. Mary and I, and then Jill and Marianne, came from 3 different locations when we were on our back way from Arkansas digging crystals. And very powerful crystals there. And we found the ones that we needed to because we were drawn to them. Mary got a little carried away and got some giant chunks that we had to haul back. Thank goodness I had a Suburban. But we literally went to the big medicine wheel. Directly through the earth is the Pyramid of Giza. 2 of us were literally called in to literally do sacred ceremony, and I was asked to literally activate everything that had already been stored and planted in that wheel underground from the time they created it. They had sent an activation code that was literally basically dormant. So I was asked to do a ceremony, sacred ceremony in the wheel. So we don't tell anybody, but we snuck behind the ropes and got in there. But I did one while one person was working on what she was called to do. I was going to the 4 corners of the medicine wheel. And literally I could feel all of the energy coming up through the pyramid, through the whole earth. And it was crazy. It was already really windy when we went, so we were being really careful. But every single direction, when I finished what I had to say for my sacred ceremony, I literally went up like this and went into a Y, and every single direction, a gust of wind came up and almost lifted me straight up off of the earth into the air. It was unbelievable. It felt like I was literally floating in the air at all of the 4 directions of this amazing medicine wheel. This right here is literally an astrological overlay of the same medicine wheel. The medicine wheel, how long ago was that? Mary, do you even know when that medicine wheel was set up? Oh, she's talking. It was a long time ago. The medicine wheel is exactly set up with the lines in the astrological order of all of the things happening with the stars and the planet. So all of these things that were created over all of these centuries are not an accident. Almost everything on earth that was created by all of these beings that came in was set up in an exact pattern that literally lined up with the stars. And we think of them as ancestors that were really behind. Yeah, so all of the work and everything that's been done is all connected through all of time. And of course, the DNA and all of the energy and all of that is connected through all time, all space and time. Everything that is happening, literally, we are a part of actually what was created and initiated in the beginning. Whether it's a pyramid, no matter what the work was that was created on the earth, all of the pyramids, which are literally all over the earth, a lot of people, I don't even know that they even realize some of the places on earth were actual pyramids. But whenever we are doing work in one location, it is affecting other locations around the work. The sisterhood work is literally when we do one thing, we send it through the upshoots, downshoots. We work with all of the energies and spaces all over the earth. So we are sending energy all over. Some of the stuff that we do, we will go, okay, sisters, go wherever you're called. We will bilocate to the other locations, and we may be all over the world on the call, but somebody in Australia might be sent to Phoenix. I might be sent, a lot of times I'm sent to Egypt or all over the place. For each little thing that we do in our work, we are sent every single time where we need to be. There's never any time where we are not sent or called in to do the work. Just like the whole car breaking down, there's multiple people that I met there. One of them's going to be coming out to Montana. It is not an accident when we get rerouted. It's not an accident when we go on vacation and we're getting called in to go do energy work and to do different places and do the Holy Grail vortex, do grid work. We are always going to end up, if we listen, to wherever we need to be. It's never not going to happen if you're not in alignment. Our great calling is to heal the earth and humanity. The possibilities are absolutely endless. This is some of the stuff that we do. There's a lot more. But this is some of the things that we are addressing. And what are we going to do? We're holding all of those people in their highest light. We are sending vibrations that everything is in alignment and that everything is falling into place for them and working out as it needs to. If they leave this planet, that's probably what their contract was, whether they were a small child or anything.
We can't see it. Would you say what
Oh,
they are?
so this one is just a sign that says negative and positive both ways. So we work on the energies of negativity and positive energy. I mean, that's what we're doing. We're shifting negative energy into light and then holding that space. Tornadoes, which I've been in quite a few. I'm from Wisconsin. Just a sad, smiley face. People who are down and things are going on, lost, losing spouses or, losses in life or just any other type of tragedies. Of course, the viruses with a big no sign. Evacuation route. This is a person who's flooded, who's trying to get through the floodwaters. Sickness, and that one is our Ferris wheels, which we are working on that continually. So there's always work to be done. But just remember, when you're doing the work, we're holding it in light and in total wholeness. That's what the biggest key is. Our purposes are to actually heal ourselves, humanity, and all beings, and Mother Earth in all of the elements. That's what we're here to do. It's kind of our job. It's what we are here to take care of and make sure that we hold those energies in alignment, that this planet can come into alignment as it needs to. It's just our job. And when you take this calling on, it's a great calling to actually undertake. And it's really important that when you can, you are a part of it. Our access to change is absolutely divine. There is nothing that we literally do not have the support of, no matter what we're working on. We have locations all over the earth that are supporting us. These locations are helping us to shift the energy to do our work. They are calling us in. The downshoots, the upshoots, everything is calling us in. There's Mary somewhere in here. We don't know where she is. Right here in this picture. Yeah, so, and this is doing the Holy Grail Vortex here. Whoever was in attendance at that time. Mary Magdalene and Jesus Christ with us all the time. Definitely in today. All of the Marys. The pyramids. What is this one? The crop circles. Pinwheel. The one for the Knights Templar. Every one of those is energy signs, and they continually are telling us, hey, this is where we're helping you. Go here. Send this energy. Use the tools that we just showed you and the energy we just created to move it, to shift it, and to change. Because all those tools are showing up every single day in your life, all over the world. It doesn't matter how they are. It could be, hey, pay attention, and some being moves your toothbrush across the room. I mean, we get doors closed. With Rich gone, it's been a little bit active since he's shifted to a different dimension. So with doors and everything else, but that I expected that would happen from him. So and then that other one, the divine access, love's intelligence is our divine essence and knows all solutions. So you tap into Creator, you have every answer in the world. There is a solution to every single issue, problem, anything that's happening in your physical body, anything happening in the world. The solutions are there, and love is literally the creation of all solutions. It's just what we have to tap into. Our DNA is divine love. Let's show the world what we're made of. This is a bunch of holographic forms and the earth and our DNA in a colorful forms. We pull in colors, frequencies, and everything to just basically shift, change, and align the DNA. And one of the last things I want to say is, and correlating it with the beginning, when Christ was upon the earth, The energy and frequency that he held was basically pure love. When Christ said, "You can do everything I can do and more," that was absolute truth. When they write about Christ going to people who had some pretty serious situations happening, well, dead would be pretty serious. But anyway, all of the situations going on, do you know what did the healing? The healing was his vibration of love. If you hold the vibration of love, the other thing he did was always saw people as perfectly whole, perfectly complete, and perfectly well. He would not hold anyone in the vision or the light or the energy of any less than that. When we hold our frequencies higher, people raise up to our frequency. If we go down to grab them out of the rabbit hole, our frequency lowers. Staying up here at this frequency is what is really important. Because even though you feel sorry for them or something's going on, if you hold your frequency up here, they're going to rise to that frequency. Because our DNA is constantly talking to them. The DNA is sending out signals. And just like the photons, what did the scattered photons do when the DNA was put in there? It literally pulled everything together into a similar state of existence that was an organized pattern of love and light and crystalline energy. So when we hold our frequencies up here and don't lower them for people, the humanity raises up their frequencies to be everything that we see and have vision of it being. And it is changing right now. We literally are the way showers, and everything has already been shifting for years. I have the fortune of having one of the new humans at my disposal, or my access to. I have to be careful what I say. My access to one of the new humans. He does not look like anybody else. He looks like a child. He doesn't have the same eye colors as anybody else. His eyes are not changing. He communicates with all of the beings all night long, doesn't sleep. He only sleeps in 20-minute increments during the day. He stays awake all night long. He does not sleep very often. And those that are coming in to communicate continually with him telepathically, and he has a language he's actually speaking. I have videos of him. He is continually communicating, and those coming in to support him and keep doing the work all night long, unfortunately for mom and dad. Mom and dad are having energy downloaded to them to support them so that they can function with very little sleep. The system is set up to literally work no matter what is happening in our world. You will always get the support that you need to get through whatever you need to get to, as long as you choose to hold that frequency to be similar and high enough to allow all of the lower density to actually dissolve. And that's what we're here to do. And we're helping each other to do that. So never ever think you are alone, because it just isn't the truth. You have never been alone. We could stick you on the top of a mountain or on a deserted island, and you would never ever be alone throughout your whole life. So thank you so much, Mary, for volunteering me for a talk. I love you so much. And all of those who are not with us, who have transitioned to a different realm, I'm so grateful to all of them, because they are continually helping me in all of the work that I'm doing. So Dean and Rich, 24 hours a day. I did give them rules about me sleeping, but all of those that are gone, I love them so much, and they literally are here helping us all the time.
I just want to thank Michelle for speaking. These girls from Montana, they have a beautiful, beautiful life. They are helping the sisterhood. And these girls that are coming up from all over, the new ones, are very specially talented people. And I appreciate you coming and talking to us.